Hello! Our team of architecture and landscape architecture students is excited to present our proposal for Eagles Island. Each team member focused on a specific part of the project. I worked on the master plan, boardwalk, and wayfinding. Liz designed the Edge Park. Ben worked on the pedestrian bridge, Maria on the viewing and kayak stations, and Tori on the brew garden. Before we began the design process, we researched the rich history of Eagles Island. While the battleship draws many visitors, other stories like those from the rice canals and sunken vessels are still not told. We heard from groups like Eagles Island Coalition to understand how the community would like to design the island. Another part of our research looked at how to design for flooding and sea level rise. Because Eagles Island is home to a biodiverse flora and fauna, it serves as a wildlife haven and it must be designed sensitively. Our concept for the design is connection as placemaking. By connecting communities and individuals to the natural world and to each other, Eagles Island becomes a place of recreation and education while promoting nature conservation. The design uses pedestrian bridges and blueway trails to directly connect to the surrounding communities. Based on our analysis of sea level rise, we concentrated programming on the east side of the park. This Edge Park will integrate into the Battleship Park plan. In Edge Park, the Brew Garden connects to the social life of downtown Wilmington via pedestrian bridge. Visitors to Eagles Island can explore the rest of the park on the bicycle and pedestrian trails or with a kayak on the Blueway loops. The park will be built in phases, starting with the core elements of Edge Park and the major Blueway and Greenway trails, and then moving to the second phase, which adds a connection to Belleville's Riverwalk Park. The final phase will connect with the proposed Gullah Geechee Heritage Center. First, let's look at the boardwalk and wayfinding design. Because Eagles Island is a marsh, it is most accessible by boardwalk. The design of egret and terrapin trails account for both cyclists and pedestrians, so all can enjoy the island. The helical piles that support the boardwalk minimize ecological disturbance. Along the 7 miles of trails to walk or bike, there are areas throughout to rest and enjoy Eagles Island. Each marsh overlook has space to park your bike and repair station if you happen to get a flat. The pedestrian path pulls a little away from the bike path and slightly lowers into the marsh with ADA accessible ramps. A spacious seating area offers a good place to eat your lunch and watch the birds. Walking closer to the edge, educational signs will teach you about the wildlife that you are seeing. At the edge, the wooden boardwalk changes to a mesh, providing a closer connection to the plants and animals of Eagles Island. The physical separation from the main path shows users that this is a place to slow down and soak in the natural beauty of Eagles Island. While the marsh overlooks show visitors a vista of Eagles Island, there are some areas along the boardwalk that deserve an even closer look to understand their significance. These meandering walks are located on the western side of the island to connect with the residents of Belleville and Navassa. The marsh plants meander is connected to a kayak station, and the Rice Canal meander is only a short walk from the Gullah Geechee Heritage Center. These marsh meanders fully break away from the main paths. The winding path guides you to connect with your surroundings and learn about the history of Eagles Island. The Rice Canal meander allows you to stroll over old canals. These were once used by enslaved Gullah Geechee people to grow rice. The canals that crisscross Eagles Island serve as a visible history of that time. The marsh plants meander is further south and lets you walk and learn about the ecology of Eagles Island and how humans have impacted it. This area details the habitats present on Eagles Island, from the cypress gum swamp, tidal freshwater marsh, and stands of cattails. But it also includes information on invasive phragmite stands and the areas of dredge spoil. The entire southern portion of the island consists of material that was dredged from the surrounding waterways to make the rivers navigable for large vessels. To help visitors navigate the site, I designed a system of signage standards for wayfinding. Because the focus of the park is connecting people to Eagles Island, the signs share a consistent form that is distinct from the signs in the surrounding communities. This will help visitors know that they are on Eagles Island. The materials of wood and Corten steel speak to the historical and current industry of the area, and also fit with the materials used for the bridge, brew garden, and kayak stations. These wayfinding signs are repeated at different scales across Eagles Island Nature Park. The trail maps and mile markers also help orient visitors on Terrapin and Egret trails, and the warning signs and trail markers help ensure that Blueway Trail users stay safe. The signage also serves to connect community members to Eagles Island through education and citizen science outreach. Visitors can use their phone to access apps like iNaturalist and eBird to record observations. Visitors can also help record how the shoreline changes and provide valuable insight to the local scientific community. The signage system sets Eagles Island Park up for success, since visitors will easily understand how to navigate the park and connect with the history and ecology of the site, while they connect with each other and with the local community.
So now moving from the larger master plan and wayfinding to Edge Park, where visitors can discover local treasures while being immersed in the natural environment, with a goal to explore, connect, and restore. My site analysis revealed the lack of public parks and green spaces in downtown Wilmington. There's a need for an engaging green space, and the best location is across from Wilmington's Riverwalk and adjacent to the frequently visited Battleship. Edge Park would nearly double the amount of public green space in downtown Wilmington. Edge Park's primary program consists of restoration, or places to rest, learn, and relax, with a goal of improved mental and social health and well-being, and also activation, with areas for walking, running, biking, or yoga, aiming to improve health and well-being. There are three primary elements of Edge Park: the Vessel Walk, highlighting living shoreline and education, Upper Path, designed for socialization and recreation, and View Platforms, highlighting visual connections and restoration. Active and restorative programs are scattered throughout the park, with supporting facilities such as seating, lighting, shade structures, restrooms, and parking. There are many activities and unique elements to discover, like exploring the sunken vessel and wharf remains via kayak, or walking along the curvy Vessel Walk designed for users to view vessels from all angles. There are areas to gather and relax with views overlooking the Cape Fear River. A pedestrian bridge connection from Wilmington's Riverwalk offers an easy access to Edge Park. The 14-foot wide Upper Path is designed for low travel speeds. The 9-foot wide Boardwalk or Vessel Walk is for pedestrians, and the 8-foot wide Bike Path is for higher travel speeds. The vegetation selection considers plants native to Eagles Island. Low density includes wetland grasses 1 to 3 feet in height. Shrubs, grasses, and small trees make up the medium density, with height varying between 2 feet and 15 feet, and high density is a multi-layered landscape with large shade trees larger than 16 feet tall. Vegetation also guides views and experience of the park visitor. Sections of dense vegetation are scattered along the Upper Path and define the pedestrian's view, allowing them to see glimpses of where they're going next, while also providing shade and vegetative interest. Vegetation also enhances the view, creating prospect and refuge. The wetland ecology, boardwalk, and view platforms also allow for unobstructed views. The Edge Park plan considers climate changes and sea level rise. A living shoreline is designed with biophilic design in mind. 2-foot sea level rise is expected by 2070, 3 feet by 2095, and 4 feet by 2120. With a living shoreline and restoration of wetland ecosystems, Edge Park is designed to flourish for many generations. I'll walk through the three primary elements, starting with the Vessel Walk. The unique ecology of Eagles Island is enhanced and restored through a living shoreline. A minimally invasive boardwalk is 5 feet above the current sea level, allowing for rising tides and sea levels. The shoreline is an excellent educational opportunity. Schools and classes can learn about local ecology and climate changes, or university students can investigate the shoreline. The yellow ribbon light art installation catches your eye if you're on Wilmington's Riverwalk or walking along the Upper Path of Edge Park, inviting you down to the water. Lighting is located along the entire Vessel Walk, but there are 3 highlighted sections where the ribbon gradually grows in height. This allows for an interesting pedestrian experience. Visitors can view the historic Cape Fear Memorial Bridge, explore sunken vessels, gather in seating areas, and stroll along the half-mile boardwalk. Visual connections to Wilmington's existing Riverwalk and adjacent amenities guide visitors through the park. Educational signs allow visitors to learn more about the living shoreline and climate changes. A few interactive shoreline exhibits offer a fun way to engage with and contribute to ecological documentation. The upper path is a walking, running, biking, and gathering space. It's higher in elevation, allowing for visitors to view the vessel walk and waterfront. With seating and shade structures, this is a great spot to relax and spend time with friends and family. While the vessel walk allows visitors to directly connect with the waterfront, this upper path connects visitors to nature and offers opportunities for bird watching. Additionally, the upper path connects visitors directly to the Battleship, Wilmington's Market Street, and the rest of Eagles Island boardwalk and interaction zones. The two large view platforms are a must-visit attraction at Edge Park. Visitors can venture out to the edge of the water 17 feet above the Cape Fear for a 360-degree view of Edge Park and downtown Wilmington. Visitors can watch boats pass by, see sunken vessels from above, gather under shade structures, and can photograph the sweeping views. Edge Park is a park for all ages and abilities. Everyone can explore, learn, discover, and experience something new during each visit.
Wilmington's Riverwalk connects visitors and residents alike to the Cape Fear River with ease. Visitors dine and shop along the Riverwalk, viewing the natural environment of Eagles Island across the river. Right now, only views of the island are currently allowed, with no easy accessible route to the island by foot or by bike. With a new pedestrian and cycling bridge, visitors and residents can simply walk about a tenth of a mile across the Cape Fear from Market Street at the Riverwalk to Eagles Island. The pedestrian bridge invites cyclists and pedestrians to take their time crossing the river, with active spaces along the path for gathering and relaxing. The path is lined with vegetation reminiscent of the natural elements found on Eagles Island. The Corten steel reaches towards the sky in both directions, marking the two sides of the river the bridge connects under one common space. Clad in polycarbonate, the butterfly volume is translucent and provides overhead protection from the elements, but allows for ample sunlight. The bridge swivels out of the way to make room for large boats sailing through Wilmington, while still being accessible to the public on the downtown side. Spaces to gather on the swiveled bridge include a stepped seating area as well as many benches underneath shade throughout. This site plan shows how necessary it is to connect downtown Wilmington's Riverwalk to the new Eagles Island Edge Park, kayak stations, and the Brew Garden. An elevation describes the form's expression of the swivel using a truss that helps cantilever the bridge from one common swivel point. From the busy Market Street seen here, visitors can seamlessly walk or bike straight across to Eagles Island. This provides a pedestrian connection unseen anywhere on Eagles Island that puts people first, not cars. On the stationary portion of the bridge closest to the Riverwalk, the swivel is seen here. Rotating at a leisurely speed of 1/2 inch per second, visitors can walk freely from the stationary side to the rotating side. While fully rotated, the bridge still acts as a gathering space, reaching above the water to face the Cape Fear Memorial Bridge. This gathering space provides opportunity for relaxation on the water, with views of both Eagles Island and downtown Wilmington. Placemaking is on display here through the central path that connects two sides of the river, while also creating a destination of the bridge, using the seating area. At night, the cantilevered truss provides the opportunity to host movie-watching events on the bridge, right over the water and underneath the stars. Visitors can sit and relax on the terraced seating area while a movie can be shown above. Since the bridge swivels at a speed of about 1/2 inch per second, it allows for a 90-degree rotation in only 15 minutes. This slow speed makes it easy to walk freely between swiveling portions and stationary portions, while also maintaining efficiency for boats passing by. Currently, it is a 5-minute drive of 2.3 miles from the Riverwalk at Market Street to where Edge Park will be located, crossing the Cape Fear Memorial Bridge to the south. Instead, this bridge will allow visitors to take a 5-minute stroll across the 600-foot bridge to get to Edge Park, the Brew Garden, and the kayak station. The paths are seen here in section to depict the depths necessary to provide full-growth vegetation on the stationary portions of the bridge, while also showing the truss and its connection to the swivel component. Using the natural environment, technology to swivel a cantilevering bridge, and engineered trusses, this bridge to Eagles Island provides connection and a destination.
From the pedestrian bridge, visitors can walk to the kayak and viewing station. Following the master plan, I mapped out the site and determined several points for the structure to be placed, including 3 new blue trails for giving the park at least 9.5 miles of rowing. This progressed to an opportunity to 5 to 7 hours of attraction and translates to 140 to 200 calories per hour, allowing the visitor to explore and exercise. The concept of this project aims to resemble the march crosses in the Eagles Island, willing to be lightweight for the scenery and merge into them, using long, round steel columns that overpass the roof and continue to the sky, holding volumes, platforms, and decks. This structure sits on the waterfront looking towards the city of Wilmington, close to the pedestrian bridge and start where the welcoming plaza is, surrounded by the Edge Park. It is close to 12 spots and access to loading area for kayaks. The intervention acts as a central span with 3 different branches reinforced by the floor design orientation, one serving a kayak station, one for a boat deck, and another for the viewing platform at the end, adding square feet of walkable surface and shadow protection at this point. The kayak station intends to provide accommodation, storage, and service to the paddlers while in the park. Thinking about the resilience and regeneration of the structure, it was designed to have PV panels for solar energy collection, rainwater harvesting system, compost toilet, sunshade protection for the lounge area, which is elevated to allow the water and mud flood in case of flooding, and great water management. These spots can serve to 4 to 6 kayakers at the same time. It is located less than 120 feet away from the loading area. For the boat deck, as it is getting closer to the water, it has a pivot structure underneath, allowing to be adaptable with the tide, supported by pontoons to help the buoyancy of the deck. This deck could also be extendable in the future and could manage at least 6 boats depending on their dimension and how they position to park. The viewing platform reveals the structure behind this intervention, with these frames with subtle bolted connection between columns and bins for easy installation, connection to the edge park, and some design strategies to deal with the wind force like separation between rails, permeability on the deck where part of the deck could be alternated with industrial grade to allow the wind flow. Also, the roof could be separated for the same purpose. The material chosen for this project was primarily curtain steel that gives long-term cost saving. Deck and roof are supported by a steel frame that resembles surrounding nature. These frames are angled to avoid the pulling force take the structure out of the ground in case of hurricane. Composed by columns that raise from the concrete foundation deep enough, with a decreasing section as they raise up. This allows the connection to adjust at the required elevation and prevent from slipping downwards. To provide a stability between the frame, these are connected with steel cables to prevent differential displacement between them. The columns are not only angled but also twisted to help the steel work in traction. The connections are expected to be prefabricated members that can be bolted to the columns as well as the beam to reduce construction time and promote easy installation. Having a bolted structure can provide advantage for future repairs and maintenance. Each of the parts can be easily repaired without the usage of oil, and thus the exposure of pollution agents like argon is minimized. This serves as a prototype and could also be recycled after its life cycle. The kayak ramp will also be adaptable according to tide conditions. Wayfinding will also be added to the path to allow users flow smoothly between the different areas offered on this master plan and its interventions. This structure could be a landmark in the landscape, given the particularity of its composition. It is known that people in Wilmington enjoy going on their boats everywhere, so this is a good chance to catch that public and give them the opportunity to land directly on the island. Part of the solar energy will be used to illuminate the structure with soft lights on the top of the columns connected to a photocell, enhancing the silhouette from a distance. Considering the projection of sea level rise of 3 feet increase by 2095, the structure will still be standing and continue working properly.
After a short walk from Maria's structures, you will come across the Brew Garden. From a few trips to Wilmington, as well as research on the area, we became familiar with the established interest and industry relating to bars, breweries, and beer festivals. We wanted to create a seamless connection from Wilmington and surrounding communities to Eagles Island by recognizing what's there and what works well, but also what we could do better. I began by researching precedents of small-scale, family-friendly bars and breweries, as well as coffee shops. The driving concept was a flood-protected, open-air structure that did not disrupt nature but rather embraced it. Within the structure, I wanted to create an open space that directed the eye at nature while allowing for its own program to partake within. in this case, a coffee shop by day, bar by night. I then turned to sketching planes within the structure and thinking about the levels and perspectives of viewing that connects with the rest of our concept. In some sketches, you can see iterations of the proposed modular pavilions that create different experiences each time. The Brew Garden is strategically placed in close proximity to the pedestrian bridge and boating structures. It is oriented towards the Cape Fear River and Memorial Bridge. Pavilions are proposed to be implemented along the path in the Edge Park as a part of the journey. They will derive from the Brew Garden in a variety of modular forms. Diagrammed here, you can see the walking radius from the Brew Garden to other locations on the site. The Brew Garden is just a 5 to 10 minute walk away from the kayak stations and pedestrian bridge, while the rest of the Edge Park is within a 20 to 25 minute walk. The Wilmington Riverwalk is a short 15-minute walk away, with further access to the rest of downtown Wilmington and its parking. Along the Edge Park, you will approach the seamless connection between the boardwalk and the Brew Garden. I wanted to use an open structure to create the sense of space and feeling of entering a structure without using walls and closing it off. Just off the boardwalk is an airy, covered, patio-like space for public interaction, retail, and events. I wanted to create a family-friendly space that could not only be used for coffee and beer, but also provide a space that could be used for other events. By keeping an open floor plan with a simple bar and back of house, the structure permits for this to happen, allowing the idea of a rotating program. Ascending up the structure is a shaded terrace for rest, drinking, and sightseeing. From 30 feet above the ground plane, the public have a different vantage point of the environment, from a better view of the bridge to birdwatching. The structure is wrapped with wood slats expressing the stairs, rails, and walls. The vertical slats relate to the surrounding environment while also providing shade. They also conceal the private programs by gathering closer for a more opaque enclosed space for the back of house and bathroom spaces. The structure's use of Corten steel speaks to the ships and industrialization of the site, while the use of wood allows for an organic and natural feel connecting to nature. The sharp angles and openings in the structure's roof and cladding direct the eye to different areas of the site while connecting to other structures like the viewing and kayak stations. The Brew Garden is an open and light space constructed with bold materials that supports the likings of the surrounding community and creates a new, intimate connection with Eagles Island.
A connection with all aspects of Eagles Island has been of importance as we navigated this project, providing areas to connect with nature, with the area, and with each other. By connecting communities to the rich natural environment, Eagles Island becomes a place of recreation and education while promoting nature conservation. The bridge acts as a connector, not only physically, but also symbolically, as Eagles Island has long been disconnected from the urban fabric of downtown Wilmington, right across the river. Similarly, Edge Park creates a welcoming environment to explore, connect, and restore. The park achieves this through a vessel walk, bike and walking trails, and vegetation that respects the island's unique ecology. The implementation of Edge Park would nearly double the amount of public park and open space in downtown Wilmington. A central hub within that park is the Brew Garden, an open structure that seamlessly provides places to gather and relax with a brew of your choosing. The garden acts as an addition to the established brewery culture already existing in downtown Wilmington. Kayak launching and viewing stations provide accommodation, storage, and services to the paddlers throughout the park, connecting with blueway trails in the area and stationing areas of respite throughout the meandering rice canals. Wayfinding through the extensive areas of the park is made accessible through educational signage, increasing both citizen outreach and literacy on the impacts we have on the natural environment. At its core, Edge Park in our master plan of Eagles Island simply helps visitors connect to nature and provide opportunities to enjoy the beauty of the area. Thank you.